Hey everyone, welcome out to episode 139 of a Nerd Name Mark podcast. Guess what? I'm back. That's right. The hiatus is over. I needed it. I needed that month off. I needed to just relax, recharge, restructure, like just figure out like a deep dive of what's working, what's not working, where I want the podcast to go, how I want to present my content. Yes, I still was doing YouTube videos the whole time, but the podcast, as you know, is been I've been doing that longer than this YouTube channel, like consistently. And I was like, man, like the podcast, I'm enjoying it. The audio listeners, those of you listening who are back listening, thank you for coming back. I know I think I took almost 5 weeks off. Um, really needed, like I said, recharge, refocus. For those of you watching, I know everything behind me has changed. I know. I mean, you saw some of it start with my hiatus video, but now it is done. This is more, this is how I wanted my displays to be. This is more aesthetically pleasing. This is how I wanted everything to look. And I am just happy with how everything turned out. I got my manga behind me, my figures, freaking Kamen Rider Toku stuff. Like this behind me is just culminates, what I'm into, what do I enjoy, everything else. So I'm glad I took the time to get all this finished. As so, yeah. Um, so I'm not gonna like content dump on you guys with this episode. We're gonna ease back into things, and over time, over the next few weeks, you're gonna be introduced to new styles of how I'm presenting content in the podcast, as well as some new things that I haven't done before in the podcast. So I'm really excited to do all of that over the course of the next 4 weeks or so. But this episode is just I wanted to come back. I wanted to chill, talk, catch up on things. Because there are a lot of you who only listen to the podcast, who either don't check out the YouTube channel or don't watch the Toku stuff and the manga stuff. I know, and I apologize. I know I haven't been doing any anime or comic book coverage. It's because I'm not actively reading and getting my comic books every week. I'm like bulk getting them maybe like every other week. I actually went a whole month without buying any comics. Luckily, my local comic book store, they are a gem. They still held my pull list for me because I knew I was going to come in and get it regardless. And so that's why I love this store. That's why I've been going to this store consistently. At least they have multiple locations, like three or four, but I've been going to this chain for at least almost a decade this year, actually, because I started going to them in 2013 when I lived in downtown San Diego. Now I do a little bit of a drive to get to one of their other locations, but they know me, so they've been good to me. They held all my comics for me when I don't go and get them right away. I even am a part of their little club where I get a discount, which is cool. But that's that's why the comic book content has been kind of slow. But that's not to say there aren't some great comic books out there right now, because I can tell you there are some goodies and some good IPs and stories and arcs going, which I am excited to cover and talk about more. Mainly the Massive Verse, which has been killing it. Um, you know, the most recent stuff that's been happening with Boom Studios for Power Rangers has been catching my eye. Melissa Flores is killing it right now since issue one, after post issue 100. Um, so I'm really excited that Boom Studios, like, there's a breath of fresh air, so to speak, with Power Rangers. So I'm really enjoying that. A lot of stuff I've actually cut from my pull list since the last time I talked about comics. So you'll see as I talk about comics over the next couple of weeks and go over what I'm reading and this and that. I'll explain what I'm not pulling anymore and why. Um, but yeah, I had this whole episode planned out. I really did. I really did. And now I'm just like, what do I talk about? What do I talk about first? And for those of you watching, I'm looking over here because I'm not done setting up everything. I am doing a multi-camera angle thingy. So I'm like, when I look over this way, boom, you have a camera looking at me this way so you can see the rest of the collection. And my main camera right here. I also have a camera slider that's going to be delivered soon. I can't wait to install that for when I do my live streams, because I am getting back into live streaming. Mainly not okay. I might not do a lot of video games with the streaming, but a lot of model building kits, unboxings, live Q&As and stuff like that. That's where I thrive from a live standpoint. I don't think I want to live stream games, and I haven't in so long. I may from time to time, but I have such a backlog of model kits that I feel like streaming them is kind of like that kick in the butt to get me to, stream more and actually build them. Because if I'm on stream and I start building them, obviously I'm going to try and finish them. But yeah, that's all stuff that's going to be down the road sooner rather than later. But I am just really happy to start the podcast back up again. I missed doing this so much. And while I was doing my other content, this and that, I was like, oh, I should talk about that on the podcast. And I was like, oh, wait, I didn't. I'm on hiatus right now. I'm still getting things situated. Um, but yeah, I'm. Let's not waste any time. I feel like I've already wasted some time. Let's talk about video games. Holy crap! I played a lot of video games in my free time, like drastic amounts, and I kind of was slowing down for a bit, but nope. So since last time I did the podcast, I'm completely like just engulfed in Fire Emblem Engage right now. I'm loving that game. It's a lot of fun. Like the Switch has been hitting its stride for so long, and it's to the point where it's like my Xbox, my PlayStation, they're not getting any love besides something to watch Blu-rays on and streaming services. Other than that, it's like everything I'm playing is on the Switch, and I'm not even mad about it at all because the Switch is a great console. Like I'm loving it. So mainly Fire Emblem Engage right now. Oh hey baby, my kitten's down here. She says hi. She's meowing. It's just, but Fire Emblem Engage is really taking up most of my time. I was playing before that. Oh, you're so cute. You want to say hi? Hmm? And before, hi. Yeah, I know you're cute. And before that, I was playing, Persona 5 Royale on the Switch, even though I've, destroyed that game on the PlayStation 4. I was playing it again. And then just a lot of Persona because Persona 3 and 4 were also released on Xbox and on the Switch. So thanks to Game Pass, I was playing those. It's just been crazy with the amount of games I've played. And on top of that, I've been working a lot too. And so in my free time when I'm not working, I've been researching like video editing and watching and listening to a lot of podcasts that were mainly solo hosts to see how they handle and balance their shows like a good time frame because I don't want to milk it. I don't want to go on these long tangents. But at the same time, I don't want to waste your time with a quick little 15-minute like, BS fest, So, hi, I know you're so cute. I'm trying to record a podcast. Yeah, you got sleepy. Let me get the sleepy. All right, thank you. For those of you listening, Luna decided she wanted to jump up on and be pet because she's messing with the tripod, and I don't want her to knock over my camera again. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot of like research on podcasting stuff because I want to make sure the quality's over there. If you're gonna spend your time, your free time, listening or watching this, I don't want to give you something that's not my 100% minimum. And so I've been doing a lot of research, way too much time watching video editing and other podcasts to see how things are presented. That's why I'm kind of glad it kind of looks a little nice. Hi, I'm in the middle of a sentence. Yeah. You want to go? You want a snack? Hey, you want snack time? Yeah, you want snack time? No, don't bite. Hey, thank you. All right, I'm gonna go put the kitten and over on the other side and give her something to eat. So I will be right back. But you won't even see it because it'll be a camera cut. All right, sorry about that, dude. She's gotten so big. I think she's like 5 months old now. I think we adopted her in September when she was only like 2 weeks old, and now she is like she's just she's a little love bug. But it's really tough making content with her around because like the second the key lights are on and I have the tripod and my camera's set up, she instantly wants to come over. Other than that, when I'm not recording, she don't care. She just is like, okay, whatever. You're not doing anything important. Oh, now you're doing something important. Let me pick me up. Like, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Um, but yeah. So besides all that, like, obviously some things have changed. If you look behind me, and you're watching on YouTube, for those of you listening, I have been finally displaying and getting back into collecting manga. I've mentioned it obviously in over the last year with the comic books, how a lot of the stuff wasn't drawing me in or like appealing to me anymore, and I was getting back into manga because I would watch anime all the time, but it's like I didn't have proper ways to like store the manga. I don't want it damaged or anything. So I've been, started collecting again and reading, and that's been very. I've been enjoying it so much. I started doing, haul videos on YouTube and reviewing some manga. I do have some other reviews I'm working on, and I really enjoy people recommending stuff to me because there's so much manga out there, and it's so easily accessible right now between going to say Target, or it has manga now. Barnes and Noble even has a bigger section than they used to because they always carried it, but it was never as massive as it is now. Various online retailers. I mean, obviously there's Amazon, but there's stuff like Right Stuff Anime. I mean, there's just so many ways to get manga. And also, for what I use also is I have my tablet, and I will get stuff off like digital copies of volumes and this and that. And that's another way for the longer runs, like stuff that's like 30 plus volumes. I just get them digitally because I don't have space to keep that many volumes on display and safe in a good, you know, setup. So that's been like taking up a lot of my free time besides spending time with my wife, and everything else is reading a lot of manga. I it's relaxing. I do like reading has always been something I'm a fan of. Obviously, I like reading comics, novels, not just graphic novels, like actual like books with like just words only, no pictures. And yeah, it's been cool to get back into manga. It's been manga. I'm gonna switch between saying it different ways, so like bear with me. And then just building my Kamen Rider model kits, my figures. You can't see the way these shelves go up like one more full cube. Getting to display a lot of my Kamen Rider stuff has been nice because I'm always looking for new ways. Obviously, my Sotos have their own area. I'm going to be doing a whole video episode of a tour of my whole entire collection because it's not just stuff over here. I have stuff over there and over there. Like, but this is like my main area of stuff. These are my things. My things. Um, But yeah, I'm gonna go. Like, I guess some comics. It's been a while. Like I said, it's been weeks. I didn't get comics, so I actually picked up recently a new Boom Studios comic book box from BCW Supplies. Obviously, I love the top of it. That is so cool. I have the previous one, which was all the helmets, like when they were doing the helmet covers. So I'm just gonna go over some of the comics I've been picking up. Not really reviewing them at this time. So one of the things is this is really good. I've always been talking about like House of Slaughter, something is killing the children, this and that. So Boom put out something called the Book of Slaughter, and this kind of gives you like an overview of everything from that world and that universe. I think it's a great companion piece to have if you're into the House of Slaughter or something is killing the children. You like those? Definitely pick that up. It's worth it. One of my top picks, like of the whole entire month from Image, is Inferno Girl Red, part 1 of 3. Look at this. This cover is so nice. The Massive Verse, like I said, is killing it right now. Everything about the Massive Verse, it's. I don't know how they cracked the code. Honestly, they found the formula of what exactly you can do with starting your own like superhero universe with multiple characters, not feeling like you're flooding your universe too quickly with too many like stories and characters coming in. Yes, it started with Radiant Black. We had Rogue Sun. We have the Dead Lucky. We have Infernal Girl Red. Like we have so many, but the balance, the storytelling, and how things are intertwining here and there, it's done perfectly. Like it is, and I'm glad it's getting traction online. A lot more people are talking about it, and I love that so much because I have been a fan in reading everything since Radiant Black started. Um, and I'm a fan of Kyle, obviously. Ultraman, Secrets of Ultraman, or uh, Trials of Ultraman, Secrets of Mystery of Ultra Seven. Like I am a fan. Like his run, obviously with Power Rangers and Shattered Grid. Big fan of Higgins. So obviously it was a no brainer that when Radiant Black came out, I was going to pick it up and support him. Now that Ryan Parrott's now over there too as Rogue Sun, we have Melissa Flores who's been doing Power Rangers, also writing like doing the Dead Lucky. Like it's such a great comic book universe, and it's easy to get into. I highly recommend it if you haven't checked it out. It's you won't be disappointed because I have not been disappointed yet at all. Speaking of all those comics, I got 104 for Power Rangers, which was Melissa Flores as well, and then I actually have Radiant Black 21. I picked up Rogue Sun 10. I love these covers, by the way. The artwork on all these are just so good. Oh, look at that. Dead Lucky number 5 with a Spawn inspired cover. So yeah, no, I'm definitely enjoying that universe. IDW, I got the Godzilla Monster and Protector All Hail the King number 4. I'm really enjoying IDW with their Godzilla run. I know everyone's talking about IDW and their issues and stock prices and that, but like I'm not even focused on that at all. I don't dabble in, oh my god, is this place failing? Who knows? Like it's just, you know what? Their Godzilla run, what they've been doing, even with the one shots, has been some great reads. And then I actually forgot I have Radiant Pink 205 right here. And then speaking of before the House of Slaughter, this is number 11. This is the Butcher's Return Part 1. House of Slaughter, it's really good. I've been on the fence of trade waiting for it, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like I don't know if I want to just dive in like or if I want to wait. It's a tough decision. I am on the fence of trade waiting for it because it is good, but it's not one of those like I can't put this down. When's the next issue type of ordeal? Like something's killing the children. I still pull those, but I also buy the trades solely because I've been getting something that's killing the children since it started. So like I'm hoping to get a complete run of that because I actually really like the story too. But I've noticed I enjoy reading it in bulk more than every time an issue comes out. Another one from Jeff Lemire, who I'm a huge fan of. I accidentally bought two different covers for it for number 5, but I got the 10,000 Black Feathers, the Bone Orchard Mythos, and I kind of got both covers A and B. It's good. I'm a big fan of Jeff. I think Jeff is a great writer for this style. He also has the another run called Little Monsters, which I have issue number 9 for, and it's weird that it's already 9 issues in, which is like post-apocalyptic vampire comic. It's really good. Like my favorite thing still about this comic is the fact that it's not in color at all, except for when it's like like a necessity. And I'm trying to find if there's a page where I can do it without spoilers. There isn't. So every once in a while they would do it where like blood would show up or something out. Like it's the lack of color is ingrained in the story and this comic and the feel of it, and I love that so much. Um, Now I'm gonna go into the well, no, I got one more one shot. I got Godzilla Rivals, Rodan versus Ibera, Ibera, one shot again. Like I said from IDW, I love these one shots. The Godzilla Rival ones are becoming my favorite. I've been getting, I think I've been getting everything IDW's done for Godzilla for a while now. It's been quite some time. Um, but now we're gonna go into the good stuff. No, not the good stuff. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that like I want to talk like that. Man, I just dug a hole. Listen, all this stuff is great and amazing. The Last Ronin Lost Years, okay? The Last Ronin was such a good series from Eastman, and I was curious because I was like, the Lost Years. I was like, I felt I felt complete reading the Last Ronin. I really did. I don't feel like I needed the Lost Years of Snap, but there was that inkling, like I was curious though, you know, like so it's a pleasant surprise. I haven't read it yet, but I'm a Turtles fan, okay, and then I also got, and I have a lot more. I have a lot of variants too, which aren't in my box, near me anyways. They're in the other room. I got TMNT Power Rangers Part 2. Here's issue number 1. I love this one. This is like my favorite cover from 1. And then I got issue 2, just a base cover, nothing too outlandish for this one. I do have all the connecting covers. Uh, a virgin which a virgin cover doesn't have like the logo or anything on it. It's just the art by itself. I have a bunch of those. I shouldn't have got them, but I did. So I have all the variants for like the first issue and the second issue. I was like, let me just get one variant. I'm not trying to variant hunt anymore. But they put them in my pull list, and I was like, in my box, because they'll let me pick covers sometimes, so they'll put multiples in there, and I was like, you should just pick one for me because I'm just gonna buy all these. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, because after this next issue right here, which is the Mystery of Ultra 7 issue 5. I don't know if this is the last issue, honestly, because I know we're getting like an Avengers, Captain America, or an Avengers and Ultraman, um, like, like I don't know if it's a team up or if they're gonna be facing each other, but they're gonna be in a comic together. But I love the Mystery of Ultra 7. I do believe this is the last issue. I'm hoping we like Matt Groom and Kyle Higgins, like they're like this dynamic duo, no pun intended. They're like just this force that they've teamed up and they are to be reckoned with. What they're doing with all the Massiver stuff and freaking the Mystery of Ultra 7, I'm just like, man, like this is good. I'm enjoying it. And then I have, speaking of variants, from Titan Comics and Stonebot manga, I have all the Zero Commander 01 issue 2 variants. So we got this one, this one, we got this one. We got the one that's like a shot of the actual like um from the screen grab. But I don't mind. The covers have been really good. I haven't read issue 2 yet, so I don't know how the quality control is. There were some continuity issues with issue 1. I've done a whole video breaking down everything going on with their manga department, with their Kamen Rider Kuga manga, which I still have to do a follow up of. If you haven't already, go on my YouTube channel. You can check that out. I talk about some of the translation issues and less of bashing Titan manga and Stonebot manga, because that's what a lot of people like spun the narrative as. I brought it up to Kamen Rider fans as a whole and how we have kind of been slighted in how we're treated in the West with merch, and how I feel like we deserve better. And that was actually the title of the video. We deserve better, because we do. We're spending our hard-earned money. Like all these comics. I wouldn't, if these comics, all these comics that I just got weren't good, like I wouldn't spend my money on them. I would expect for the price. Put those back in there so they're safe because they're not boarded and bagged yet. If I buy all this stuff, I want it to entertain me. I want it to be good quality. I don't want there to be issues on the pages. I don't want there to be issues with grammar, structure, continuity, this and that. Like within the, like, I just want to have something that's a finished product. So I brought that up in the video. Man, games, movies. Oh my god, movies. Haven't watched much, honestly. Uh, we bought digitally Megan. Great film. Hilarious. Like I really enjoyed that. I'm glad the rumors are. I think it's just a rumor right now. There is going to be a sequel. I enjoyed it. It reminded me of a different take on a movie that came out, I think in 2018 or 2019 called Morgan, or was it 2020? It was in recent years called Morgan. And instantly I had this idea of like Freddy versus Jason. Instead of Freddy versus Jason, we got Megan versus Morgan. And I was like, that could work. Not really given how that Morgan ended, but it would still be kind of cool, you know? But yeah, that was. I really haven't had time to watch a lot of movies. I've been just, you know, and there's not really a lot out right now. Like we're getting into the Marvel season. So we got Ant-Man, and Wasp: Quantumania coming out. I'm really excited for that. I'm not the biggest Kang the Conqueror fan. Um, not even from like the Loki show or like from a comic book standpoint. Like I know he's was one of the big bads, but I never felt like that would be someone that they're gonna be revolving a whole phase around for him being the big bad for an Avengers film. Like so that's to be curious. I'm curious about that. If anything, I feel like Kang the Conqueror could have easily been like an Ultron villain where he just had a movie and that was it to an extent, and we should have had more build up for Ultron. But that's just me personally. Like I think they still did Ultron dirty in the MCU. Then we got like Cocaine Bear coming out, the Pooh Blood and Honey. Like I can't like. There's so many cheesy freaking movies I want to see. I'm really excited for that. TV show wise, not really much. If I do have time to watch TV, which isn't a lot. I don't spend a lot of time just watching like channel surfing or anything. Still watching a lot of wrestling, honestly, and we're on the road to WrestleMania. I'm most likely going to be doing some episodes, not fully dedicated episodes, but I will have some episodes where I'm going to be talking about wrestling leading up to like Elimination Chamber and the Royal Rumble, or not the Royal post Royal Rumble just happened. WrestleMania. That's what I want to say. So I'm definitely going to be working on a lot of that stuff. I need to get this camera working so I stop looking at it so it can actually do the whole thing. When I look this way, it boom right back at me, because that's actually going to be fun. Yeah. I got a lot of stuff in the pipeline that I'm planning to work on. One of my next streams I'm going to be doing on YouTube is going to be building this figurized standard Common Rider double Fang Joker, because that's one of my favorite forms from that show. I've got some high grade and master grade Gundam Unicorn kits to make, some more SDW heroes. So I'm really looking forward to making that. Going to be doing more manga videos as well. I do have, what is it? Some more collection video updates I'm doing. I've been hunting down some older manga that I like wish I picked up when it was coming out, but at the time either I was in college and not having a lot of money, or I was just not collecting manga at the time and I was like reading them online, and I wish I picked them up because now they're expensive. So I'm gonna be, I've been hunting a lot of stuff down to add to my collection and read. I read what I buy. I don't buy just to collect. I actually read everything I have. So far, I believe I'm 78% read out of my collection. So I'm slowly getting there. But yeah, that the manga stuff is like really what I'm really enjoying and having fun with. Um, and I haven't bought any manga recently. Well, I did, but I already did a haul video, or else I would include the manga I picked up recently in this podcast episode. But going forward, I will add the manga into it because I think that'd be fun. But that's really it. I don't really want to like milk this episode. Next week episode will be more like of a structure and a breakdown. This is just me back, want to chit chat, want to catch up. It's been a while, so I didn't want to just be like, okay, back to normal and act like I wasn't just gone for 5 weeks from doing the podcast. I'm looking forward to. I have guests lined up too already for here and there for the next month, like couple months. So that's gonna be cool. More people who create merch and are creating content to have on to talk about their creation process, what mode, like behind the inner scenes and inner workings. I don't want to do the generic one. They come on, what's your favorite this? What's your favorite that? It's like, no. What are the struggles doing this? Like, how do you come up with these ideas? What's the turnaround rate? Like that. Like I want it to be fun in a conversation, but also like peek behind the wizard's curtain to see how the things are really done, because there's so many people creating merch in the nerd scene, whether it's anime, tokusatsu, video game stuff. There's so many people doing that, and I just want to shine a light on that and just have some cool conversations with these amazing uh, creators who are creating merch, whether it's graphic designing or physical merch, that are just are eating good and killing it in that, just like aren't being put on, the platforms by other people to interview or talk to. And I'm like, why aren't these people being brought on? K20 is going to be back, obviously. He's been on twice. I believe he's been on twice now. Like, obviously, I'm going to have him back. His patches. I got another wave of patches I ordered. Can't wait to show those off. There's so much stuff that I want to do that I'm going to be doing now. And with better presentation, better everything, it's not going to be amateur hour anymore. And yeah, so I thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button down below so you can see when more episodes of a Nerd Day Mark podcast go live. And also check out my other videos. Like I said, there's a little bit of something for everyone. Toy reviews, manga haul videos, tokusatsu stuff. I mean, it's a like I said, it's a whole video stuff revolving around what I'm into. I'm not gonna be, excluding something just because I don't feel like it's on brand. Like it meshes with everything else, because everything on the channel is what I'm into. Also, if you're listening on any audio platform, if it's Apple Podcasts, please leave me a 5-star review, maybe a little comment, be like, "Oh yeah, Mark talked about stuff. It was a good time. He's pretty cool." Or on Spotify, even iHeartRadio. I believe I'm on Amazon, whatever they call their stuff now. I don't know. They rename that stuff so often. I don't even know. Podbean, Pod Republic, all Google Play stuff. Yeah, but there's an app called Good Pods, and it's like a social media for podcasters and fans of podcasts. Go check that app out. It's cool. I've been discovering so many podcasts there. It is amazing. Go check that out. It's really cool. I'll put a link in the description below, both for video and audio, to check it out. With that being said, I thank you guys for watching or listening to episode 139 of a Nerd Named Mark podcast. My name's Mark, and I'm a nerd.